Hello everyone, it's Armand Levette. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching my show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, do everything that I tell you to do. Previously on Real Talk.
The search for a missing Flint teenager continues. Tonight, her mother pleading for help as tips begin to trickle in. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bill Harris. Thanks for joining us tonight. 2 weeks and still no word on the whereabouts of 19-year-old Alante Hill. She was last seen at McDonald's on Dorr Highway in Flint. Her mother now organizing a search party. NBC 25's Walter Smith Randolph in the newsroom with our top story tonight. Walter, we now have surveillance video of Alante, huh?
That's right, Bill. It's from the McDonald's on Dorr Highway, as you said. That's near Lapeer Road. That's where a friend of Alante spotted the missing teenager in the drive-thru on November 2nd. Alante's mom is now taking to social media in hopes of more tips coming in. This video from the McDonald's on South Dorton Lapeer is the last anyone has seen of Alante Hill. The 19-year-old spotted in the passenger seat of a Buick sedan.
So far, nothing. We checked her Facebook account. We were able to get her phone call log. No activity since October 31st. And that's not like her.
Letitia Hill losing sleep, worried her daughter trusted the wrong person.
Very trusting, though, because she has gotten in a car with a stranger before.
Alante diagnosed with bipolar disorder when she was 15. But she's been living in her own apartment near 10th and Saginaw, checking in with her mom every day.
We've always kept in constant communication and talking and saw each other. Ever since she moved out, she was still over my house every day.
Letitia passing out flyers and posting pictures of her firstborn all over social media.
Just, again, a fun-loving teenager.
Right.
Who's always on Facebook and on her phone.
Meantime, police hoping anyone who may have seen Alante speaks up.
If they have any information, have seen her, or know anything, just please contact the police.
Alante's mother is planning a search party for Wednesday. She's asking volunteers to meet at Mount Olive Missionary Baptist Church on Kenilworth Avenue from 12 until 5. If you have any information, give Crime Stoppers a call. That number is 1-800-422-JAIL. Live in the newsroom, Walter Smith Randolph, NBC 25 News. Bill?
Thank you, Walter.
Trapped in a dream that turned into a nightmare. It's worse than it seems, and I'm so scared. For you only see the good side, but you never see the bad. No. And you only see me happy, but never sad. And now I see how their efforts to stop me, they would have always saved me. But I'm too stubborn to listen to anything. And now I'm trapped inside my dreams. I'm trapped. Somebody rescue me, because this life is no fun. This life is no fun. This life, oh, this is not the life I want. And this life is not for me. But I gave everything so I can never leave. And this life is so cold. It's so cold. And this life It will take your very soul. And this life is not a game. 'Cause once you're in, you will never be the same. Oh no. This life, this life, this life, this life. Oh, 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 oh. This life. Ooh, this life. This life. This life. When being pretty was such a pain, when they knew how I felt before they even knew my name, when I did things that made me so ashamed, for money, food, or for a place to stay, I couldn't look myself in the mirror because this wasn't how I was raised. When my looks meant survival, it kind of made me crazy. When men found me attractive, it only made me angry. Because I couldn't be pretty for me. I had to be pretty because I needed somewhere to be. Wandering the world all alone, chasing a dream, can't go back home, getting beat up every day and raped every night. It's a wonder to God that I'm still even alive. I survived. Even at times I wanted to die. Even at times when all I can do is cry. I've walked in the rain. I've slept on a train. I've thought about putting a bullet in my brain. Still, who do I blame? These men or me for being somewhere I wasn't supposed to be? Does that give them the right to do what they did to me? Is it okay because of who I am? Because of what I did? Would you believe me if I said I wasn't born like this? I didn't just wake up one day out of the blue and say, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to be a prostitute, subjected to all types of abuse just because I think it's cute. Is that what you think? I wanted to be homeless and out on the street and walk for so long in one pair of shoes that my feet even started to stink. They were so sore sometimes in that snow when I was out there with nowhere to go. When I had no choice but to go in the store just to thaw out my toes, only to go right back out in the cold, hoping that I get just this one night where I could have somewhere to sleep without my body being the price. Men can be so cruel, and women can be so mean. Living in the jungle made a beast out of me. So forgive me if sometimes I'm so vain. Being pretty got me food, money, and a place to stay. And that's what made being pretty such a pain. So I wanted to come back with this part 2 on human trafficking. And for one, I want to address a few things before I really get into this video. I used to only think human trafficking was like if you were in a different country in a crate, brought over like in a boat and stuff like that. And that's so like glorified, and not glorified, that's the wrong word. And that's like the forefront of human trafficking. And I'm not trying to like discredit it, like I could never discredit it anyways. I'm not trying to say like, oh, that's not a big deal, this or anything like that, but it takes away the intention of the human trafficking going on in America, in these cities, in these states, and especially in our community, okay? Because I thought pimps were like Cat Williams. I didn't know they were like real people. Like, I didn't know until I got into it. And, you know, they look at it like, they give it a different name when it's us. They give it, oh, pimping, this and that. That, it minimizes how big of a problem it is. It minimizes the struggle of it. And it adds a little bit, it desensitizes you from thinking it's such a big deal because it adds a little bit of humor to it. Because when you think of pimp, you think of like Cat Williams, think about somebody with a perm, colorful suit, slapping a girl. And it like, I'm not going to say it takes away from my struggle or anything like that, because nothing takes away from it. But it kind of makes people not see it as such a serious thing, like, oh, you could have got away with this and that. Understand this. If a person has a mindset where they're afraid and they don't think they can get away, they can't. All right. And you looking on the outside in, because I have been guilty of this, because I used to watch Lifetime movies with my aunt, my grandmother, and I would see the woman like still staying. Like, why would you stay? Like, this man is abusing you, doing this. Why are you staying with this guy? I would be like, they're dumb. Until I got into that certain situation, I never accounted for fear. Because I used to be like, why are you afraid to leave? Until I got into a position where I was afraid to leave. My life was being threatened. I was being beat up, like treated worse than a human, worse than an animal. Okay. And not only that, sometimes they made it so hard for me to leave. They would like stand in front of the doors, hit me when I try to go, pull out weapons, knives, guns, threaten me. And I'm not gonna say it didn't make me want to leave. I mean, it didn't make me like not want to leave. It didn't make me like not try to leave. But me staying, it wasn't, oh, I love this guy. A lot of times me staying was trying to figure out the best way that I can leave, trying to figure out the best way I can get out of there. It was life or death, to the point where I ended up having to stab someone to get out of there. Because I couldn't live in fear all the time. And not only that, sometimes when we were like out in public, I would just try to run just like that, let me just try to get away like this. But he would chase me down, and I should have hit the gym more because he caught me. He threw rocks at me, and a lot of people didn't help me. There were certain instances where I did get help, and someone did help me to get away. I had to jump from one roof to another roof like I was Catwoman or something. And I'm gonna get into all of that, trust me. I'm just saying, like, a lot of times when you explain or try to talk about human trafficking, and some people are like, oh, so you had a pimp, it's like it takes it down a notch for them, like, oh, okay, so you wasn't locked in no cage, and that doesn't make it less. And don't get me wrong, the people who go through that, I am so sorry. That's horrible. But that doesn't make what I went through less serious. It doesn't make what I went through less tragic because I wasn't brought from another country to this country and wasn't put in a container, put in a ship, And when I tell my story, I know I laugh at certain things, only laugh because it keeps me from crying. And now, and more so because I'm grateful to the point where I got away, where I can actually laugh about certain things. That doesn't mean it's funny. I don't mind you laughing along with me because I'm so happy that I made it out alive, that I could even talk to you about this. And for so long, like, I've been telling people my story, talking about it, but for so long I haven't really had a voice. And to now, to be able to have a platform to where I can share my story, where I could talk to you guys and girls, where I can offer some advice, talk about how I got through some things, closure, healing. I'm in therapy right now. I'm in physical therapy. I'm in mental therapy. I don't take medication or anything because I don't believe in that. But I'm getting therapy. I'm in church. I go to Abiding Faith Christian Center Church. If you're in Flint, Michigan, 1428 West Court Street, Sunday service is Bible school is at 10 o'clock. Service is at 11, and Thursday we have Bible study at 6 o'clock. And I'm telling you, it has helped me so much. I used to cry every single day. I used to smoke weed every single day. I used to cut myself, and I didn't cut myself every day because I was running out of room, but I used to cut myself. I used to do anything to try to run away, to not think about it, just sit at home all day, eat, and cry and watch TV and smoke. And I didn't want to deal with life, because even making this video was so hard because I'm going back to a place in my mind where I don't want to go. I'm going back to, going through it, and it's like nobody deserves this. Thank God that I made it out. I thank God that I'm alive. And I wasn't planning to cry. I wasn't. I promise. It's just, my goodness. And to all the people who prayed for me, who, didn't give up, was praying for my safe return. Thank you. Them prayers helped, because it was so many situations I didn't know if I was going to make it out alive. Like, I done said my last words so many times. I done said my last prayers so many times, because I didn't know if I was going to come back from this date, if this guy wasn't going to kill me. Not even just the clients, but the pimp, the trafficker, who was standing over me, threatening to kill me every single day. Living in constant fear, being raped every single day, getting threatened, being beat up for complaining about getting, because that's rape, okay? You have somebody over you forcing you to have sex with somebody, and so they can have money, and then not only that, forcing you to have sex with them too. And it got to the point where I stopped complaining about it. I just laid there and just like kind of blacked out in my head, because I would get punched in my nose when I was asking him to stop or saying no. And it's like, the trauma that puts a person in. Like, you see the way I look now. That's a look of pain. That's a look of trauma. That's a look of torture, horror. Just now, I'm better now because I don't wear my makeup like that every single day, but it is a part of me now. It is a part of my brand. It's a part of who I am, because I know why I wear my makeup like that, and I don't want to stop wearing it like that. It's my symbol. It's my fighting back. It's my defense mechanism. Now, yes, I found healing in God, and I'm still working on it. Still working on, asking Him to like soften my heart. And I don't want to not trust men ever again. I don't want to not be in a relationship. I don't want to, but there's a lot of things that I have to work on still, because I have to do what it takes to be okay. And it's not fair. Nobody should have to go through this. I have to, pick up the pieces, and for a long time, I wasn't trying to do that. I wasn't trying to hear that. I wasn't trying to get better. I just wanted it to stop. I've thought about, taking myself out, but too scared to do it because I didn't want to go to hell. I've thought of just overdosing, and I wanted to stop caring, but I can't. I have to speak up. I have to say something, and I am speaking up now. I am telling you my story. This is how it happened. So I'm going to click this because, as you know, my video, the sound, it only records for like 10 minutes, and I have to like break it up in sections. So I'm about to click this, and then I'm about to come back in to the next part of the story. Okay. So first off, and I always say first off after I said like 20 minutes worth of stuff. So the title of this video, well, the first title is a tragic tale of human trafficking. And then part 1 was the first video. This is part 2, In This Life. I named this video This Life after the song that I sung in the beginning called This Life. And that is a song to describe how I was feeling. And even when I was singing it, I'm telling you, I recorded that song so many times because I be so worried that singing these songs a cappella, they won't sound as nice, and I'll be like, man, I don't got a beat. They not gonna like this. They're not gonna. But I can't let that stop me from putting something out that somebody needs to hear. And for a long time, I used that as an excuse because guess what? Somebody's gonna hear me one day. Either I'm gonna learn how to make my own beats, or somebody that has an ear for music is gonna hear it and wanna, work with me and everything like that too. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from putting out my music. I'm not gonna let it stop me from putting out these videos because there is somebody that needs to hear these things. Now, I actually sung this song to one of my clients, and he helped me escape from my first pimp. And I know you may be thinking, like, first, and I used to wonder, like, how do they end up getting me? Because they didn't always. Now, the ones who did say that they were pimps respectfully gave me a choice to say if I want to be with them or not. And I'm like, no, I'm good, this and that, because they wasn't trying to catch no charges. Now, the gorilla pimps are the ones, and that's what they call. I'm not just calling them gorilla. I'm not just calling them gorillas. That's what they call themselves, gorilla pimps, because they don't care about your no. Like, they will snatch you up if they have to. And more than likely, they trick you. Like, they act like they're regular guys, and they get you alone. They get you into a hotel room, or they get you, like, they buy you dinner and stuff. And when you try to leave, then where you going? Hold up. No, you got to work that off. Those are, now I can't stand any type of pimp or on any level. But those are the freaking types of pimps that I had. Okay. And I think they tried to, like, more so take advantage of me because they thought I was slow. Because I have, I don't like to claim mental illnesses. The doctors say this and they say that. But I did have something going on with, like, a fear of men and everything like that. So I think they really picked up on that. It was like, okay, we're about to really take advantage of her. So on top of being paranoid a lot, and on top of going through things, thinking people were going to kill me if I didn't do stuff, to have somebody actually saying that and validating those thoughts, that kept me super stuck. Now, my first pimp, ATL, he didn't hit me, but he was really, really mean to me, and he was really, really rude. And so he would, every time that we had a disagreement, or I was, like, trying to get up and leave, because I was thinking, like, okay, because he always threatened me, don't get me wrong. He'll, like, grab me up and, like, push me on the wall, but he didn't, like, punch me in the face. And he'll, like, choke me a little bit. Not saying, like, that's, like, light stuff, but he never, like, punched me in the face or anything. And don't get me wrong, it's all bad, it's all horrible. But I would figure, like, well, if he not doing this, then I'm just about to leave. I'm just about to go. Because one day we were having this argument because he called me out of my name. He called me the B word because I was tired. I didn't want to keep having sex. I kept telling him that. He kept telling me to shut up. He kept telling me that I was his property. I had to do whatever he told me to do. He was going to beat my A, everything. And so I was like, I'm not a B. I couldn't take it. Like, I'm already, like, let me have something, okay? You already got me here against my freaking will. And sorry for my language. You already got me against my will. You're already threatening me, belittling me, forcing me with threats and violence to have sex with somebody I don't want to have sex with, and with you. And you gonna call me a B word too? No, I wasn't taking, like, you can hit me, you can try to kill me, but you cannot call me a B word. So and I didn't say that out loud. This is, like, human. So I'm just like, I'm not a B. He was like, what? I was like, I'm not a B word. Don't call me out of my name. He's like, B. Why, when I do that, they just automatically say the B word? So he's like, you my property. I can call you whatever I want to call you. You work for me. You mine. And I'm just, like, arguing back and forth with him. No, I'm not. Don't call me no B word. Like, no, I'm not no B. So finally, he's telling me he gonna beat my A. He gonna do all this. So I'm just like, I'm about to leave. Whatever. I'm out. So I started getting up. He's like, sit down. I'm like, no. And he was like, sit the F down. And I was like, the door, I was literally like 3 feet away from the door. So he was like, all right. And so he pulled out a knife and he sat on the table and he just looked at me. And I was like, well, I'm sitting down. I didn't say it out loud, but I'm just like, you know what? All right, let me sit down and shit. So I sat down, and he was going off on me, telling me how I'm his woman. I gotta do everything he told me to do, and it'll go easy for me. And so I'm just looking at the knife because now I'm plotting. You pull out a knife on me, you're not gonna get a chance to pull out another. Well, he did pull out again, but so I was scared to leave because now he didn't get up and come and put it at my throat, but him just putting it out there and putting it on the table was enough to scare me. Not only that, because yes, I'm closer to the door, but what if the time it takes to open the door, because you know how some people lock their doors, so what if I gotta unlock it, he get over to me before I open the door? What if I can't make it out the building to the elevator or down the stairs in time enough, or he pushed me down and all this stuff? Understand that, maybe I could have made it out and could have made it out okay. Maybe he wouldn't have chased after me, but the fear was crippling me. It stopped me from going. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna just find a better way to get away from him. I'll leave in the middle of the night. Nighttime come, and we're sleeping. Well, I didn't sleep. And I'm like, how can y'all sleep comfortably next to me doing all this stuff? Like, y'all not scared? But so he would bear hug me while we were sleeping, and I'm just like, can you like tighten up? He's like, where are you going? I was like, to the bathroom. Now, the bathroom was on the way to the front door. The bedroom was back there, and they come out. It was the bathroom. The kitchen was like right over there. The way the apartment was set up, the door was like on the way for me coming to the bathroom. So I'm walking like slowly and quiet. This dude gets up and comes to the bathroom with me. He's inside the bathroom with me while I'm using it. He's like, hurry up. I'm just like, oh my goodness. So he would get my dates for me because he didn't trust me. He was scared that I was going to try to run away. And if you're scared that somebody's going to try to run away, maybe you should just let them go. Like, maybe because they don't want to be there with you. And he's like, no, you disloyal. You might try to run away and try to get away from me. Yeah, the heck. So he had got me this date because he sold drugs too. The type that people put in their nose. He sold that stuff. He sold the other stuff, and he sold weed too. Like, he was just trying to be a one-stop shop, huh? So one of his clients that brought the sniffy stuff, he told him, like, I got this girl, everything like that. So he's like, come on, I got you a date. So I came on, I got in the car, and the taxi, because we were going to this hotel. So I'm sitting on the left side, the guy sitting in the middle, and ATL sitting on the other side. So the guy was like making conversation with me because I was like, where are you from? And he was like, from Michigan. And I was like, oh, me too. And I was like, we're from Michigan. He was like, Detroit. I was like, me too. And so he was like, what side of town you from? I was like, I'm from the east side. He was like, I'm from the west side. We started talking a little bit. He was saying how he was a lawyer. He like having some fun here and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, because he's talking to me like I'm a human being. And don't get me wrong, I knew what we were about to do. I knew what was up. So I didn't really expect too much. But even talking to me like I was the person, like I wasn't just a thing, and it's sad, but that meant a lot to me because all day I'm getting belittled, threatened, talked down to by this guy. Like, one little conversation could make like such a huge difference. So ATL, the killer of joy, okay, he saw me happy for a few seconds and just decided to take it all away because he's like, you don't gotta talk to her, right? And I'm like, wow. I didn't say that out loud, but I'm just like, wow, like, So he can do it to me, but he don't gotta talk to me, whatever though. And so I had looked out of the window and I started crying. And I'm like trying to just tune it out because my feelings was really hurt because he said that like dang, like he don't gotta talk to me. So he had put his hand over my leg, but not like in a sexual way. It was like in a supportive way, like it's okay. So we get to the room and he's like, ATL's like, it's $250 for an hour. So he gives him $250 and I'm just like, I've been doing it all wrong. Like, Lord. So he actually gives him $260 because the ATM machine only gives you $20. So, like $20 bills. So he gives him $260 and ATL, he's like, I'll be back in an hour. So he left and I just started like, taking off my stuff. He's like, you don't have to rush, it's cool. It's like, okay, well, you pay for it, so all right. And so he's like, you want to drink? Now you're not supposed to drink with the clients, but dealing with this dude all night, and I wasn't even a drinker. I'm like, yeah, I need a drink. So he had gave me like something from the mini bar. It was Grey Goose, and I had some orange juice, and I was just sipping it slow. And so he saw, I guess he could pick up on the sadness in my eyes because he's like, is this your first time? Like, no, I wish. He's like, it's my first time, I haven't done this before. So how'd you meet that guy? I was like, well, it's a long story. He's like, we got time. So I was like, okay. Well, I just wanted to be a singer. That's it. I was just trying to chase my dreams. And he's like, what's your dreams? And so I was telling him, I'm a singer, I'm a songwriter. He's like, yeah, okay, so you write music and stuff. And I was like, yeah. He's like, and that's why you came here from Detroit? And I was like, well, I was living in Flint, but that's why I came here because, I wanted to work on my music and everything. He's like, that's good. You got a passion, you got dreams. I was like, yeah, I had dreams. And so he was like, so what type of music do you sing? And I was like, just all types of music. He's like, R&B. I'm like, all types of music. You want to hear something? He's like, yeah, sure. So I sung the song, This Life, in the beginning of the video. And after I was done, he's like, wow, oh my gosh. Like, because I'm used to getting that type of reaction to my music. And he's like, I can't do this to you. Now I got worried, like, wait, hold on. Yes, you can, because you're not about to ask him for that money back, because I'm not about to, come on, do it. He said, no, I don't care about the money. And that's all I wanted to hear. I longed for the time that a guy would just be like, you don't gotta do nothing. I don't care about the money, you can just chill. So he's like, no, I don't care about the money, it's okay. Like $260 is okay, but all right. All right. So he was like, you don't really want to do this, do you? And I didn't want to say no because I didn't want like anything to go bad because I was like kind of nervous and him telling ATL like she don't want to do this, I'm not about to do this to her, and then I like would get in trouble. So I was like, it don't matter. He's like, yes it do. He's like, yes it does. It's like, well, I mean, you already paid for it. He's like, I don't care about the money. It's like, okay. He was like, oh man. So he started pacing back and forth. And I'm just like, because if you worried about that, you ain't gonna never get none because none of us want to do it. So he's like, I tell you what, if you can find a way to spend the night, I'll help you get away from him. He's like, I'll give you some money, I'll take you out to breakfast. I won't do anything to you. I won't touch you or anything like that. You can just get away in the morning. And so I was like, really? He's like, yeah. So I was like, all right. So I'm thinking like, I'm about to come up with a plan, because even if he didn't like keep his word on giving me money and taking me out to eat, just me being able to sleep in the bed without somebody touching me and away from him, and the possibility of getting away from him was everything to me. And like, I didn't set my hopes too high. I was just like, if he just give me like maybe like $20, I'd be good, because I have enough money to go on the train. Because I didn't do it to him, and he had already gave the guy like $260. So I'm like, he probably only gonna give me $20, but that was cool to me, because I'm like, I have money to get on the train, the metro car. I can get, something to eat, like, breakfast, lunch, and maybe a little bit of dinner if I, eat Burger King for dinner. But I could have enough to maneuver around with that. So my sights was set on just being able to sleep with nobody touching me. So ATL came back, and he came back before an hour. He came back and he's like, "Did you like it?" And he's like, "Yeah, she's a really nice girl." He was like, "All right, come on." So I looked back, and he was like giving me the look, like, go ahead, it's cool. So I was like, "I'm spending the night." He was like, "What?" I was like, I'm spending the night." He's like, "No, you're not." And I was like, "Yes, I am." He was like, he grabbed my arm. He was like, "Come here." And then he pulled me in the bathroom. He was like, "You falling in love with this trick?" And I was like, "No, like, he just wanted me to spend the night." And he was like, "Why?" Like, look at me in my eye. And I was like, "Cause he liked me, and he gonna give me some more money. He just want me to spend the night." He was like, "You falling in love with this trick?" And I was like, "No, I'm not falling. What? I ain't falling in love with nobody." So he's like, "What are you on?" Like, he grunted like that. He's like, "What are you on?" And I was like, "Nothing." Like, he really just wanted me to spend the night. And so he came out the bathroom. He's like, "Is you falling in love with my girl, man?" He's like, she's a really nice girl. Like, I really like her. She's really nice." He's like, "Whatever." And so he was looking at me, and he was like, "All right, so he gonna give you some more money, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Man, don't be falling in love with her." And so he was like, "Walk me out." And what he didn't end up telling me, like, the client, he didn't tell me this part. I ended up finding out from ATL, because I had ran into him like at a different time, and I got away from him again. But he told me he made him give him another $100 beyond the money that he was going to pay me. He made him give him another $100, because he's like, "Walk me out." So he walked him out and everything. He's like, "I'll be back at 10 o'clock sharp." He's like, "Be ready." And he wrote his number down on the like hotel pad, and he called his phone from the hotel phone, and so he could have the like hotel number. So he walked him on everything. He came back. He's like, "So, anything you want, mini bars over there, you can do whatever you want." And I was like, "Can I take a shower?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's in there. Go ahead." So when I tell you, I took a shower till the water ran cold. I was like, I was in there singing. I was so happy. I was in there singing, because I don't got nobody rushing me to get out the shower. I don't got nobody stepping in the shower to get in with me. Like, I was just so happy. Like, yes, I'm taking the shower all by myself. And so he was like, "If you want to keep anything in there, you can. You can keep the shampoos, the lotions." I was like, "For real?" He was like, "Yeah, you can have all that stuff." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." He must have really feel bad for me. So I came back. Now, I didn't want to like not put on clothes, because he's still a man and everything like that. And I didn't want to like sleep in a bed in my outside clothes. So I put back on my clothes, except for like my shoes and socks, because I was in bed. And then I had put the robe on over my clothes, so that way it could be like, I don't know what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to be enticing or anything. So he gave me the remote. He's like, "You can watch whatever you want to watch." So I'm like, okay. I do not remember what was on that TV. Like, man, as soon as I hit the bed, and like turn to whatever channel I turned to. I was out like a light, okay? So I woke up to him like waking me up. He's like, hey, wake up. Sweetie, wake up. It's time to go. So I was like, okay. So it was like 9:42. And ATL said he was coming at 10 o'clock, remember? So I'm just like, all right. Because he was trying to let me sleep for as long as I possibly could. So, I woke up and everything. And I was just grateful, like, that he didn't touch me and, like, he just let me sleep there by myself and everything like that. So he handed me $100. He's like, I'm sorry, this is all I can do. And I'm like, all you can do? Like, this is all I can do, money? Oh my goodness. Because I was not expecting $100. Like, because we didn't do anything. I literally sung him a song and went to sleep. And he was just like really, really nice to me. And I really appreciate it because I didn't have to be a prostitute that night. Well, that night, like before that, I had to be one, but like I didn't have to do nothing, and it really made me feel really, really good that somebody cared enough to try to help me out of my situation, that situation. So he gave me $100, and he's like, I'm sorry, I can't take you out to breakfast because I gotta get going. I got a meeting to go to, and I'm like, it's totally fine. Like, thank you so much. So, and if you ever see this video, because when I get like really, really big and people watch these videos, Mr. Dude, thank you for helping me so much. And if you have faced any problems after that, I apologize. I hate getting people involved into stuff that I'm going through, but thank you for caring. And God saw that. I want you to know that God saw you help me. And I'm glad that you were receptive to him putting it on your heart to not do that to me. And so I got the money, and I had went downstairs, and it was like this hot dog stand in front of the hotel. So I had got me 2 hot dogs, and I got on the train, and I went to Brooklyn. Now, I'm like trying to stay out of Manhattan for a while because I'm like, because that's where he live at. So I'm like, I'm just going to stay out for a while, thinking, because I was like really new to New York. So I'm thinking like, the city's so big, I ain't going to never see him again. And so finally, I did see him again because I had came back to Manhattan. Now I was all sauced up, looking nice, hair, nails, makeup, everything. I was looking so cute, even though I didn't know where to go. But I was looking so like really, really pretty. And I had went to Subway, which was on 42nd Street. Went to Subway. Wasn't even thinking about him. And I'm in there ordering my sandwich. I had a spicy Italian, everything on it except for jalapeno peppers, and they put the Italian dressing on it for me and oil and vinegar. I love. That's when I ate meat. So he making my sandwich, and I hear his voice. I'm like, no, please no. Like, I gotta wait for this to no. And so I heard him talking, and sometimes I would think if I could focus myself on being invisible, nobody would see me. Like, not that I would just disappear, but if I focus all my power on people not seeing me, they would like look over me or not notice me and, not see that I was there. So I'm trying to focus on being invisible. I'm holding my breath, everything. I'm like, don't see me. And then the guy, he was like, you said you want onions too? I'm like, yes. So he had stopped talking, and I had looked out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, okay, he's gone. And something's like, just leave the sandwich. But I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to be rude. Like, they had already started making my sandwich, and I was hungry, and they knew me, so I didn't want them to think, oh, she's trying to run out on her sandwich or anything like that. So, man, food gonna get me in trouble. So I'm just like, getting my sandwich and everything. And next thing you know, he started standing next to me. When I was getting ready to pay for it, he was like, I got it. And I was like, no. I was like, I'm okay. I got it. And he's like, I said I got it. So, and listen, those people knew what was going on. The Subway people They knew who sold drugs. They knew who pimped girls. And honestly, allegedly, because I can't prove it, but I think they got a little bit of the cut, because a lot of the guys that sold drugs and that was like, doing stuff to girls, they was in and out of that subway, and they was doing it in front of that subway. So I'm thinking like, I mean, come on now, it's New York City. Somebody getting a piece of the pie. They know what was going on, so they knew who he was and what he was doing. So they just looking at the situation. They don't even care. Like, people don't care when they in it for themselves. So, and you know what? I'm not just gonna say they didn't care, because maybe they devil's advocate. Well, no, not devil. I never be the devil's advocate. Maybe they didn't know what was going on, but they knew what was going on. So he's like, he's like, you want any chips, drinks, or cookies? And I was like, no. He's like, come on, babe. Like, being antagonizing. You want any chips, drink, or cookies? I'm like, no, I'm okay. He was like, get a drink. And I was like, I'm okay. He's like, get a drink. It's like, oh, okay. Like, ain't nobody ever forced me to eat no food. And so I went and got a drink. He was like, you want some cookies too? I was like, I'm good. And then he gave me that look, so I had grabbed the chips and the cookies. Well, I didn't grab the cookies because it was in the thing, so he had paid for the food. He gonna grab it, and he was like, have a seat. And I'm like, I was actually trying to get this to go. And he was like, have a seat. And so I had sat down. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sit down, but that's because I want my sandwich, okay? I ain't said that out loud, but I sat down, and he had put my food like right there, and he had put the knife under the napkin, like enough to where I could look at it. And he's like, you disloyal. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, so why you keep trying to like snag me up? The heck? He's like, you disloyal. You ran off with that trick. He's like, you thought you was gonna get away from me, huh? I'm like, yeah, I did. Like, trust me, I thought I was gonna get away. And so he was like, it's good though, eat your food, because I'm putting you back to work. I'm like, so this dude had the nerve to ask for some of my food. Now, I was timid in a lot of things, but not that. Like, no, you're not getting my food. So he was like, let me get a piece. I'm like, no, like, dang. I lost it when he asked for some of my sandwich. Like, no. So anyways, I was like eating my food and everything. He's like, I want you to meet somebody. So this big old leaning tower of pizza dude, freaking 6'7", I don't know if he was really 6'7", but he was really, really tall. And this short, brolic, manly stud came in too. So he's like, this the girl I was telling y'all about. Because at first, they was like, how you doing? He's like, this the girl I was telling y'all about. They whole demeanor changed. Like, they look like they hate me. Now, you told them how you felt about the situation. You just told them, oh, she ran off with my money, this and that. You didn't tell them, oh, she didn't want to be with me. I was forcing her. I was raping her. I was making her have sex with people. Sorry that my mic had cut off. But, people, they don't tell you the whole story. They'll tell you the side that makes them look good. They'll tell you how they feel about the story. Okay, because you didn't say, I was pimping this girl. Okay, you didn't say she cried to me every single day telling me that she didn't want to do this, and all I did was tell her to shut up, that I would beat her A, that I pulled out knives on her when she tried to leave. You didn't tell them about the trauma you was putting me through. You probably only made me sound like some type of thief, like I just ran off with your money and you was trying to help me. That was not the case. And they was looking at me like that's exactly what you told them about me. So I'm just like looking, it's like on guard and everything. The girl looking at me like she just want to cut me or something. And the dude looking at me like he don't trust me. I'm like, what did you tell these? And then so he was like, wait with her real quick. So he went out like with the stud and everything. And so the dude was waiting with me. And I'm trying to, because I would try to find the best ways to get away. Because I had this fear of looking crazy. I've been hospitalized a lot of times before. And so if you wonder like why you didn't just scream or, just yell in the middle of the place, I thought about that, but these guys were so narcissistic, so evil that you could run and scream, he doing this, he doing this. And because I did that with the last one that I had that I stabbed, which you'll know about in the next story. When I'm doing that, they'll come up like, "Are you okay? Like, what's going?" Like making me look like I'm crazy. And say the police do pull up, and the witnesses can only go by exactly what they saw. So they can say, "Well, she's screaming and yelling that he doing this to her, he doing that to her," and we didn't see him do anything. Like, he was trying to help her. Even though that's not the reality, that's what they saw. And then asking me, well, ma'am, what's your name, this and that, pulling up my mental history, thinking that. So that's what would stop me from like making a scene. Also, because I knew how dangerous these guys were, I never wanted anybody else to get harmed because they were trying to help me. So I would try to figure out the best way to leave, not the quickest way, the way I can get away where nobody gets hurt, and if anybody does get hurt, then it's just me, you know. So I'm sitting there, the guys waited with me and everything like that, and I'm trying to like appeal to his better nature to get away from him. So I was like, that's your friend? He's like, yeah, that's my, N-word. And I was like, do you know what he does? He's like, yeah, I know what he does. And I was like, he a pimp. He's like, I know. I was like, he do stuff to me. He's like, look, that ain't my business, that's between y'all. Like, the coward. Like, oh my goodness, like, man. But keep in mind, they making money together, all the stuff like that. So I wanted to just say, can you help me get away? But I didn't want it to be where he was too loyal to this dude. So he ended up saying, she's trying to turn me against you, trying to escape. And if a person is trying to go, let them. Because that's how you get cases. That's how you get stabbed. That's how you try to hold somebody against their will. So I'm just like, you know what? If I can't appeal to his human side, I'm going to appeal to his man side, okay? Yes, I was trying seduction. I was trying anything to get out of there. Now, my thing was this. You see, I can't overtly do it. I can't just come out like, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that, because he'll be suspicious. I need to do it in a subtle enough way to where I can make him think it's his own idea, even though it's not. I'm just going to be suggestive. I'm going to put a little suggestions in there, and he's going to think that it's him that's thinking of this, that want to do that, because he's going to play off of the thought that I put into his head. I know. I sound like the devil. But I was trying to, because that way, if he thinks it's his idea, he won't suspect me, and it won't blow things up for me. So I'm just like, So I'm like, you know what I do? He's like, what you mean? I was like, He's like, oh, yeah, I know what you do. He started laughing a little bit. And then I had to look down. He was like, do you like it? Do you like it sometimes? So I'm like, yes. Now he already imagined, okay. So I'm like, the money, but, I got to give the money. Well, he get my dates for me, so, he take all the money. He's like, but, like, do you ever like, the feeling of it? And I looked at him, I was like, no, this is a lie, okay? But I looked at him and I was like, sometimes. And he was like, you know what you're doing? It's like, yeah, I don't get no complaints. So I had made it like it was an accident that I kicked my foot against him. And I was like, my bad. And he was like, no, you good. I was like, okay. So I had left my foot right there. And then he was like, So what do you say that you do best? And I was like, I would say like, and sorry for my younger audience and my Christian audience. I'm Christian too. Sorry, mom and dad, but I was trying to get out of there. So I was like, you know, like head. He was like, oh, you do got some pretty lips. I was like, thanks. So I'm trying to like reel it in because I'm like, he loyal to this dude, but he ain't that loyal, okay? Because now I'm not saying he's gonna throw everything away from me, but I see a crack that I can see through. I can exploit this, okay? So I was like, can I tell you something? He was like, yeah, what's up? I was like, never mind. And he was like, no, it's okay. Now making it seem like I really didn't want to tell him. So this is how I gained his trust a little bit, by telling him the secret. Now, I was like, sometimes I don't want to do, just for business. Sometimes I just want to do it because I want to. He's like, yeah, I heard that before. A lot of girls be saying that. So I'm like, yes, familiarity. So he's like, but you got him. I'm like, I don't like him. He get on my nerves. And he started laughing a little bit. And once I seen he ain't vouched for his character, like, oh, he a good dude, this and that, just give him. Nope, he laughed. So I'm like, okay. So there, he do know that he's mean, because he mean, he rude. And so I was like, do you got a girlfriend? He's like, nah, I don't got no girlfriend. I'm just, focused on my money right now. I was like, well, don't tell him that I told you this, but you look really nice. Like, I would talk to you for free. And he started laughing. He was like, thanks. So I'm like, I need to drive a wedge between them. I need to get him a little bit on my side. Even if it's just for a couple minutes, I need him on my side. So I'm like, so he pay you and stuff? He's like, yeah, he paid me, he gave me a couple bags that I could sell. So ATL got this dude in some type of freaking loyalty because, I don't know the full backstory, but it's my assumption that he helped him out of a really bad place. And so that's why he feels disloyal to this guy, because, he gave him a chance when nobody else would. He gave him money, food, so I get that, because that'll make you like blind to the horrible stuff that they doing, because you figure like, oh, well, he ain't that way to me, so, and he probably looking at it like, well, I mean, why you don't run away? Dude, like, he got you freaking watching me. What you mean, why I don't run away? And so, anyways, so I was like, do he ever let you get like some of the girls? Like, he's like, nah, that's his money. Like, I can't do that. So I was like, that's messed up. I mean, he give you a little money and everything like that, but I mean, you with him all day and you gotta wait to make your money till after he gave you, cause that's what it was. And I was like, and he don't even let you like get into the girls. Like, I mean, I don't know. He's like, no, it's cool. I get it. So I was just looking like, how can I do this? Like, it gotta be swift. It gotta be undetectable. It gotta be good enough to where, So I was like, can I tell you something else? He was like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, you know how I said I be wanting to do stuff like for free sometimes, it's my business? He was like, yeah. I was like, can you not tell him that? He was like, no, I ain't gonna tell him that. And then I had looked at him a little bit more, and I was like, like, I don't really got a person to do that with. And he was like, oh yeah? I was like, yeah, I wish I did though. He was like, do what? Like, like head. I was like, head, sex, everything. I was like, I know what I'm doing. He's like, for real. And then I was like, yeah. So I was like, let me just jump in the water. Let me just see how this gonna take. I was like, because I got him talking about it enough. If he was really that loyal to him, he would have been told me, gone, like, go girl, like, no, beat it. I ain't doing that. And if you keep talking about it, then I'm gonna tell him. So he wasn't super loyal. So I was like, you wanna see? And then he started like looking around. He was like, I mean, you can't tell. I was like, I'm not gonna tell him. Like, you can't tell him either. He was like, I'm not. And I was like, so how about you go in the bathroom and then I come in there like right after you, like 2 minutes to make it seem like, undetectable. He was like, right. And I was like, go in the bathroom, and then when I knock on the door, I'm gonna knock like this, and then you open the door, and then we can do it. And he was like, for real? And I was like, yeah, for real. And I was like, but this a one time thing, like he can't catch us. He was like, all right. So I'm like, yes, because my plan was he gonna go in his bathroom and I'm leaving. I'm out. Like, for real. So I was like, all right, so go. So as soon as he was about to get up, guess who comes back in? The freaking devil. He come back in and he was like, all right, come on, let's go. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Which I guess was kind of good they came in at that time, because if I was leaving out while he was coming in, it probably would have been worse. He probably would have like snatched me up or something. So we was walking. He was like, listen, you got to get her dates for her, because if she try to get them on her own, she might try to run away. Just remember, everything that she says is a lie. Don't believe her. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So he's like, all right. So me and him like walking together. He like my substitute pimp and stuff. And I'm like, I already got an in with him, so I'm still gonna keep on playing on that. And he was like, man, he was like, I wish he would never walked in. I'm like, who you telling? Like, oh my goodness, I'm so mad he walked in. He was like, but we could, like get back to that. I'm thinking like, boy, bye. Ain't nobody trying to. But I didn't say that. I'm just playing it off. I'm like, okay. And so in my head, I'm just like, I started praying. I'm like, you know what? God, please help me get away from him. I don't want to be here, like, because I'm going to have to go back home with ATO. He going to be more mean to me. He going to be more evil to me because I got away from him the first time. Man, it's going to be so hard. I'm like, God, please provide for me a way of escape. So we walking and everything, right? And out of a sudden, he's like, and I was like, what's wrong? He's like, my leg hurt. And I was like, are you okay? He's like, yeah. So he started limping. So like it got to the point where he could not like stand to walk no more. So he started limping, and we go into the store. And so he had sat down. And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, I don't know, like my ankle. When I tell you, I kid you not, his ankle was so swollen. It wasn't like that all day. As soon as I said that prayer, his ankle was swollen. So I'm not putting it together at that time. It wasn't until after, because he's like, my ankle's swollen. So I had got some ice and everything. And I was like, do you still want me to like sit here and like wait with you? And he's like, no, you gotta go make your money. Just go ahead. I'll follow behind you. Just give me a second. So I was like, do you want me to wait here for the second? Like, you want me to get you what? He's like, no, go ahead. Like, I'm being here for a little minute. You know what to do, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know what to do. And so he was like, all right, so, just go ahead. I'll come out there in a minute. And I was like, all right. So I walked outside. He was still in there. And I'm just like, God, I just want a way of escape, please. The first way you give to me, I take. Oh my gosh. It didn't dawn on me until I was just walking, like, I just want to get away. And I was like, wait, I'm out. And so I didn't run, but the train station was right there. And I got on the train and I went to Brooklyn. And I ended up seeing him one more time. But that time I didn't go with him because I had got into this shelter. That's when like my life started looking up because I had somewhere to stay. I didn't have to do anything. And it's by the grace of God that I got into that shelter because I didn't have an ID. And it was called Covenant House. Well, it's called Covenant House. And it's in Times Square. And it's like for 19-year-olds or teenagers up until like 21 or 22. So you can't stay like there. You can't stay at shelters without an ID for more than 3 days. But I was able to show them like my missing poster and really like let them know who I was. So they gave me like grace. So I'm there, everything going good. And then I see the girl that was with him, the stud. And so I'm just like, oh no, because she lived on a different level to where if you had a job, you could stay out later, this and that. And I'm just like, I just felt this dread. I was like, oh my goodness. So I went to her, I was like, please, please, please. Because I saw it in her eyes, like she recognized me and everything. So I went up to her and I was like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And she's like, what's up? And I was like, can you please not tell ATL that I'm here? And she's like, I ain't gonna tell him that you're here. I could see the lie in her eyes. And I'm just like, listen, you don't, because woman to woman, okay, you can dress up like a dude all you want. You still a woman. And so I'm just like, I ain't say woman to woman, but I'm thinking like, let's have a womanly conversation. I was like, he hurts me. He does things to me. Like, he makes me have sex for money and I don't want to. That's why I kept running away from him. I don't know what he told y'all. I didn't just run off with some money that I was supposed to owe him. That's not the case. He threatened to beat me up every time I try to stop. He abuses me. Like, now I didn't say hit because he never physically punched me. He like grabbed me and like pushed me against the wall, but he never like punched me or anything like that. So I didn't say he hits me, but he mentally abuses me. He calls me out my name. He makes me have sex. I don't want to do this with him, and I don't want to do it for him. I'm trying to get away from him. I'm trying to start my life over. I'm like, this is the only place that I have. Please do not tell him where I'm at. She's like, I'm not going to tell him where you at. I'm not going to tell him. So I'm like, okay, thank you. So later on that day, she comes to like the area that I'm at. She's like, you want to go to the store with me? Like, come on now, girl, we ain't that cool. Like, I was like, no, I'm cool. And she was like, I'm about to go get some cigarettes. You don't want to come to the store with me? And so I was like, nah, I'm okay. Like, I don't even smoke Newports. She's like, you can get whatever kind you want. Like, I'll get you something from the store. And I was like, I could just sense it. I could see. I'm like, why is she trying to get me to come to the store with her like that? I'm like, man, she done told him, and he waiting outside, and she trying to set me up. So I was like, no, I'm okay. She's like, for real? Like, why you don't want to come to the store? I was like, honestly, I don't feel like going nowhere. Like, I'm tired. I'm okay. And she's like, she kept on asking me, and then so the girl that was with her, she's like, she said she okay. Like, let's go. And she was like, all right. So she left out. And so something told me like just to follow to see. I followed behind to where she didn't notice. She got out and everything like that. So I waited a couple minutes. I go outside and they standing right across the street and they see me and I'm just like, I gotta leave. Like, now I ended up going to that shelter again later on and they told me that I didn't have to do that because he can't get inside the shelter. All I had to do was just tell them and tell them the girl and they would have dealt with her. But I panicked so much at that time because I know him. And so I went upstairs, I started crying my eyes out. I packed as much as I can carry with me because I did not want to look over my shoulders. I don't want to leave out here worried that he gonna be out here waiting for me and it's gonna be, I didn't got away from this dude twice. So the third time I'm like, no, I need to get out of here. So I ended up leaving. My life ended up getting like really, really harder because I had this pimp named Steve-O in Brooklyn, and I'm gonna tell y'all this story in part 3 along with my other story. It's a lot of stuff, but I'm telling you, this will be like 100 parts series if I told y'all every single thing that happened. But like, thank you for listening to my story, and make sure you stay tuned for part 3. And I want to say this. if you are going through any of these situations, human trafficking, rape, abuse, seek help. Don't stay quiet. Don't isolate yourself. I know it's easy to get caught up in being afraid of a person because they try to control you with fear. But listen, they are cowards for doing this to you. They are cowards. I I want to say so much. And in the last video also, because I decided I'm going to do a part 4 too. I'm going to put more facts and speak into like the statistics of it. I just wanted to give you a glimpse of a lot of the things that I went through. This won't be the last you hear of it. Well, of course not, because I'm doing 4 parts, but I will incorporate a lot of the stories of what I went through into a lot of my other stories when I'm talking about that, linking the song to it. Also, I am doing some things with my music. I'm in therapy, like I said before. I'm doing good, overall. I still go through my emotional depression and stuff like that, but I'm getting through that. I'm maintaining. I'm a little bit better than just maintaining. And I appreciate all of you who have nice and beautiful words to say to me. I'm doing it for y'all, and this helps me too, because I would sit at home and talk to myself all day. So I'm like, you know what, this way I ain't just talking to myself, I'm talking to other people, and this is like really good for me because I'm able to get this out there. So thank you for listening to my story. Thank you for watching my show. If you're a newcomer to this channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, do everything that I tell you to do. Also, I realize that these videos be like really, really long. So when I get on camera and everything like that, I'm gonna make sure like the videos aren't always gonna be super long. If it borders off into being long, I'm gonna just break it up into different sections. So, because I don't be really liking watching like super long videos too. So I'm trying to like get it shorter down, but it gets really long because I was trying to give the background of everything. So thank you for watching it. If you stick along for this whole video, thank you for watching it. Even if you didn't understand, let me know what you think about it. Do you have anything that you want to add to it? Do you know somebody going through this? Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, and do everything that I tell you to do. Okay, bye. This is not the end. Well, it's the end of this video, but stay tuned for part 3. Okay, bye. That's the end of the show. Thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me. I really hate to go, but I have to do things. So I'll just see you later. Bye. Goodbye, goodbye. Okay, bye.